Hey guys, welcome back to John's Watch. Today I'm taking a look at a new visual novel game called Treasure of a Blizzard. This game was released on October 6, 2016. Trigger price is $20 Canadian exactly, so I'm guessing that's about $18 US or your regional equivalent. And it's developed and published by Flaming Firefly. So this game is a fantasy themed visual novel. It has a beautiful art style. Hopefully I can show quite a bit of it off. And we've got this lovely animated snow going across the screen. We're just going to hop right into it, but first, if we go to preferences, you can actually change the font. That's cool, I've never seen that before. We've also got these censorship settings here. So I'm going to have to turn censorship on because YouTube, but one of the tags on the store page is nudity, so usually that's there as a joke, but I don't know. I don't know what demonic vision is, but we will just turn censorship on, just to be on the safe side. And as usual, I will not do funny voices. Kind of done with those. Hey you, lie abed. A sudden push took me out of the nightmare. Hey, wake up. The weather gets worse. We need to pass through the mountain pass. See, really nice art style. I opened my eyes and, feeling relief, saw Lynn. You again. I'm sick and tired of seeing your face in the morning. Of course, it's far from the truth. Despite such terrible incidents, I'm quite happy to see my childhood female friend again. Don't worry, soon our paths will diverge. Getting up, I noticed that the girl glanced uneasily at me, still maintaining her mask of disaffection. You, another nightmare? Do you care about it? A sulky girl rushed forward, not waiting till I gathered my possessions. I took my sack. Approximately 3 years ago, I parted with Lynn, shouting at each other, and now, when we meet again, she didn't cool down. As a result, I always turn her aggression back. However, I don't really feel this way. In order to catch up to Lynn, I had to hasten my steps. It wasn't too easy, taking into account all my belongings were with me. So, already English is obviously not the developer's first language. I think it is Russian. So, there's quite a few grammar mistakes already. I don't know, I'm not going to complain too much. You just kind of accept it. I'll try and correct them on my way. What did you hear in the tavern? Okay, now she'll start speaking about my deafness and my passion for drinks. She's narrowing her eyes. Maybe she remembers a rumor, or maybe she's deciding whether to let me know or not. Probably the latter, because she has a brilliant memory for recalling unnecessary talks. This is hard. Do you care? It would be suspicious if she hadn't asked that. The weather looks unnatural. I guess it was quite logical to get interested about the reason for the snow in summer, especially when the snowdrifts are quite high. It's frozen! I love frozen. Why didn't you ask your drinking companion about it? Wow, look at her eyes, they're crazy. It's clear you've been busy with something else. I assume you need to hear more about what surrounding people are really saying. Do you know about demonic wolves? You can meet them while serving on the border. They say the wolves are hunting in packs. Can you imagine that? Even one wolf's enough of a problem, but if they start hunting together... I sighed to myself. Most of the rumors that Lynn used to listen to were not of great value. They were just nonsense. Besides, I was only interested in the quiet cold snow, or the quite cold snow. Either works. What's wrong with the weather? Maybe you'll listen to more interesting stuff? I heard the ghost appeared in the mountains. Can you imagine? A real ghost. Lynn was worried so much she almost fell down, stumbling over a snag of the fur hidden somewhere in the snow. I hope we won't meet him as long as you're afraid of magic. What? She clasped the trunk of the tree and stood erect. Her ears got red. I'm not afraid of it. Lynn got silent. The magic was quite worrying to her. But her wish to tell everything was beyond her. You wanted to learn about the weather, didn't you? They say it's snowing near the mountain pass all year round. It's quite strange. At least the mountains 2 to 3 days away are covered with snow only on the peaks. This is really hard. By the way, I heard they'd seen the beastmen before. Why don't they sit around in their holes? Maybe the activity of the demonic wolves is closely connected to them. Hey, do you follow me? Well, yeah, wolves, the beastmen. I was looking around, trying to find a source of steam, slightly felt in the air. Our hands were freezing because they weren't protected with gloves. We didn't take either of them or any other warm gloves with us as we didn't expect this unnatural cold. Finally, I saw what I'd been looking for. Do you see the geysers? Maybe we could warm ourselves near them? Lynn was obviously not pleased with the fact her speech had gone almost ignored. However, she was freezing, so she couldn't refuse to have a rest. Okay, but anyway, we left lodging for the night about an hour ago. I hope you won't stop each time you get frozen. I assume we won't light a campfire here. There's a dried, fallen tree near the source of water with steam swirling over the spring. The tree was far enough away to let splash the periodically active geysers reach it, but still, it's close enough to let us get warm. Having taken one of my bags, Lynn sat down at the trunk of the tree. She made sure to check that there weren't any anthill with sparkle frosty ants. She took bread and cheese out of the bag and cut one slice of each with her dagger. Did she remember I hadn't eaten anything since morning? Do you want to visit don't you want to... something? Both bread and cheese set... Oh man. I appreciate the effort, I really do. Like, this is like a pretty high quality visual novel so far. The music's really nice. Background's nice, it's animated. All the art's really nice. It's just the writing. It's like there is legitimately an error in every single bit of text, which is it's really rough. It's a shame there wasn't any QA done on it, but you know I'm pretty sure this is the developer's only game. Do you want to go out there under these circumstances? I took her dagger from her and cut my breakfast with it. I shouldn't have counted upon Lynn to care about me. You're probably upset, but you know pretty well what could have happened to your father otherwise. What kind of idiot supports the rebels? Oh, music just changed very abruptly. I sighed and swallowed my breakfast. What she'd been talking about was just exaggeration. My father hadn't supported anyone, but he only fed and gave shelter to refugees from the rebellious province. Nothing will happen to you there. They'll watch after you in order not to let you go or do something extra, nothing else. I wish you'd come with me to the capital instead of serving on the border. You could have settled down with the contacts and nobody could blame you for anything. Yeah, here we go again. The stuff about the capital. I told you from the very start, I'm not the kind of man who grovels before big daddies to get a miserable pittance. Wow, I didn't know this was set in Bioshock. Lynn jumped up, seized my collar, and gave me a push onto the tree near us. I don't grovel on my belly before anybody to get miserable pittance. The impact of the strike affected the tree, and big layers of snow started to fall. Ouch! Lynn didn't have enough time to step back, and one of the snow layers fell onto her head. She fell down, shocked. Are you okay? Thanks to the fact that I was standing near the trunk of the tree, I hadn't been touched with the snow. I waited a little bit to let the rest of the snow fall, and I sat near Lynn to help her get rid of the snow on her. The snow was... What? The snow was soft because of the warm spring. I hope she won't get ill because of the snow. I'm alright. Achoo! I looked up, hoping that her sneezing wouldn't make any more snow fall. Having taken off my cloak, I offered it to Lynn. I don't need it. Take it. I'll somehow do without you. She pushed the cloak off and set on the fallen tree. I saw her shiver. Having caught my gaze, she averted her eyes. I actually will do without you, but you'll get more frozen. Take it. I won't accept it from a man who thinks I grovel before somebody. You. I didn't let her speak further and covered her shoulders with the cloak. Her face was red, and she'd probably caught a cold already. The impact was so strong I found myself in the snow. Lynn's face expressed some kind of guilt, and she averted her face again. The cloak was on the ground near me. I actually wanted to help you. Unlike tender guardians of the capital, I was quite resistant to cold, and I wouldn't get ill because of small things like this. However, I felt like lying in the snow for a while in order to make Lynn speak, so I put my cloak on. I didn't ask you. Are you gonna wake up? What childish behavior. Now you'll be the one who needs the cloak. She somehow stood up and came to me. Let's not make feminist remarks. You're still the... Oh my god. You're still the same girl I liked once. Do you remember us fighting in the snowdrifts? What are you talking about? I remember. Lynn got even redder and turned aside. Her mood probably got even worse than mine had been. I stood up and offered my cloak once again. Lynn, come on. For our childhood friendship's sake, take the cloak. Your stubbornness will make everything worse. Not looking at me, she stretched out her hand and took the warm cloak. Having put it on, she awkwardly took out the map. We need to go that way. Her quiet voice was barely audible. Maybe her cold was even worse than I expected. Lynn, won't you light a campfire and make yourself warm? She quickly shook her head and, putting away the map, began moving the way she'd pointed before. Hope you're enjoying my on-the-spot translations. I quickly gathered up our belongings and followed her. I should probably have insisted on staying a bit longer, but right now, Lynn doesn't look to be in the mood to be persuaded easily. Fuck. Okay. Oh, it's purple now. Nice. The sun began hiding behind the snowy flanks of the hills, and the clouds began getting pink. Lynn's health was quite concerning to me. Even though I'd given her my cloak, she was showing signs of a cold. If this situation kept up, and tomorrow she'll have a high temperature, fuck. Lynn, what about us sleeping in one sleeping bag tonight? What? I don't know. I raised my hands. What I mean is, you look sick and you need to get warm. I wasn't thinking about anything else, don't worry. I noticed something out of the corner of my eye that was in the shadow of the trees. Is it a wolf? Is it a demonic wolf? Did you see that? The striped deer rushed out of the bushes and went past us. I don't know. Don't sweet talk to me, you pervert. Look, the freezing howling sounded through the roaring of the snowstorm. You mentioned you were told about the snowy wolves hunting in packs, right? Now I didn't worry about the sword aimed at— oh, maybe she does actually have a sword. I didn't worry about the sword being aimed at me. When I was in the army, there was a rumor about the demonic beasts that cut away anything in their way. I definitely have grave doubts about supernatural powers, but I have no intention of meeting them without my sword. I don't let Lynn answer, and putting her sword away, take her hand and hurry to move further along. We shouldn't stay here. We need to go farther. Maybe they'll find something else to prey upon, and if they smell us, they won't pursue us. Lynn sheathed her sword. I noticed out of the corner of my eye, her face was getting redder than usual. You feel worse, don't you? If you like, I can carry you in my arms. However, if she feels sick, I can carry her too. Something. No, go ahead. Fool! No! This will not stand. I will end this video right now. Oh, not fool. She's exactly like a Yumi from fucking Sakura Beach, the worst game in the world. She pushed my arm away. Okay, now she's moving by herself without staggering. It's better to be alert for something unexpected. We kept going further in toward the mountainous pass, as quickly as the snowstorm would allow us. Okay, I just skipped ahead a little bit. They basically saw a house and a light. It's a pretty big house. Apparently someone's living there. The light seemed to attract us to the house. But who is living there? We could hardly go through the rest of the snowdrifts. The house looks nice and a bit usual. We walked around it, and having gone up the steps, saw the door plate with a bell. What? Landlord apparently had... Fuck me! This is so hard. It seems to be a guest house, but I've never seen such a strange location for a guest house. I rang the doorbell. No answer. Is there anybody there? Don't shout like that. We can go inside and then we'll speak to the landlord. She unsheathed her sword. if a human being lives here, I don't think the landlord would be happy if someone breaks into the house. Not heeding my words, Lynn went inside. I followed her. Hope she doesn't do anything. Not letting the sword out of her hands, Lynn held the cloak to me. While I, being surprised at the sudden request, was putting the cloak into one of the sacks, a sound was heard from the second floor. I gestured at Lynn to be quiet. A young gal was gracefully coming down to us. What? Having noticed me, she flirtatiously smiled at me. Sorry for breaking in, but we... Wow, that is quite the top. The girl came closer to me and outstretched her hand to my collar as if she was going to brush off the snow. Her fingers touched my cheek, and I faltered, being unable to finish my speech. Her name's May. I'm so glad for the guests. It's been so long since someone came to my house. Would you like to stay for the night? I'm always glad to have visitors, if they're able to pay, of course. Lynn pushed me away from the landlady. Okay, I think that is a good enough place to stop. It's a shame that the translation is so bad. I guess it was translated, but they added Russian language a week after it came out, so it just shipped with English language. So I would guess they wrote it in Russian originally and then translated it, probably with Google Translate. But that is my only criticism. The art's really nice. The story is pretty interesting so far. It's just the writing seems fine. It's just the translation, which is very, very bad, unfortunately. But there you go. That was a quick look at Treasure of a Blizzard. Thank you guys very much for watching. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.
I haven't gotten any help whatsoever this whole fucking
Still
game.
gonna lose. Holy shit, what are you doing? Look at that. 0 deaths, 12 deaths.
Oh my god.